All right.
We're just hitting the ground running. So this is another episode of Midcard Mana'o. We got over here Sam Keola, the Wrestling Connoisseur. We got over here the Loose Cannon. This has been a while since we've recorded last because
it has, and you know I've wanted to.
It's 7:30 on a Sunday, just so everyone knows. We woke up early for this.
And well, I'm up early every day, but I wanted to guess, and the future world champ is over here to my left. She's doesn't want to be on screen, but she's here. And the monster is down here.
He doesn't want to be on screen either.
He needs to go in the
change
other
his
room.
diaper.
Yeah. You know, I've wanted to have you on the other show too. So I may just like start recording in the midst of this and just double dip this episode.
Wow. Okay. Well, yours is only going to be audio. Mine's will be video as well.
Right. So
it works.
Yeah, that's just a warning.
That's fine. Use my voice for, you know, ridiculous libel. That's fine. So there's lots of things. Yeah. So there's lots of things that have happened in wrestling in the past weeks, months since we last recorded. But let's focus on the current events. The one big thing, of course, with me, everyone knows I'm a big New Japan fan. Everyone knows I'm a big God fan. No Surrender last week, Saturday. Jay White turned on Tama Tonga and God to get the win for the Good Brothers.
Right.
Which I was not down with.
It was a complete turn I was not expecting at all. I was kind of curious, trying to catch up on Impact just because of the Bullet Club's now there. Chris Bay, the first Impact member of Bullet Club, and then Jay White showing up regularly on Impact. We have Hikuleo over there. We have the monster trying to eat our cat. Yeah, we got Hikuleo over there, and a lot of Bullet Club members showing up in Impact, and then also we got God. It's like, oh man, it's going to get really good. And what's that interaction with the Good Brothers going to be, and how they were teaming with Violent by Design, and it was like this weird clash that if you're not paying close attention, it's like, what the hell's going on over there? And then out of the blue, all of a sudden, it's like a double switch. And
from the Switchblade.
Switchblade. So yeah. We were just watching that last night, actually.
I love that match.
Showing the chant. I was like, watch this match in particular.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, how heartbroken were you?
I screamed, "Fuck Jay White!" Like, sorry to swear in front of your little ones, but yeah, I was stunned. Definitely was not. Yeah, definitely was not what I was expecting from Jay White or from anyone. I didn't think this match was going to have a finish. Honestly, going in, I thought they would kind of draw it out a little bit longer and have it maybe be like a double count out or a DQ or something like that.
Yeah.
And for it to have an ending, a finish, not clean finish, but a finish nonetheless, I was really surprised. And especially because now it's very much teasing, like, what does this mean for God? Does this mean that they're out of Bullet Club? Does this mean that Jay White is leaving Bullet Club to align himself more with the Elite? Because that's kind of also because he's now in AEW, right? There's also that kind of dynamic as well. So it's a little curious. And I'm interested to see where it goes. I don't want this to mean that God is out of Bullet Club, because Tama Tonga is one of the founding members, and actually one of the last founding members that's still in Bullet Club proper. Without him, I think it's Fale. Fale's the last.
He's the last one. It was the original four was Balor, Anderson. Well, technically, Anderson may be back in. So it was weird. Like when I was watching it, that's what I was thinking too. It was like, oh, you see Anderson and Tama lock up, and I'm like, these were the two coming in. You know, it was Balor and Fale, and it was Anderson and Tama, and the two groups came together. And I was like, oh, these are the two guys these were my boys, you know, when the Bullet Club was formed.
Right.
You know, I really liked both of those guys. So these are the two that got me into Bullet Club. So it was like bittersweet seeing them go at it. You know, the gun stun and the cutter both getting, or the gun stun both getting blocked, and the Tonga twist getting hit. I enjoyed the match, but the implications, the fallout from it is going to be interesting. And I was wondering, because I mean, we set this podcast back a little bit just for you to go on Tama's Island this morning, right?
Yeah, which he wasn't there. He didn't show. Yeah. He just got back to Japan is why, for the New Japan Cup. I thought he was going to show up too. That was the main reason why I wanted to be on today, to see where he was at, see if he had anything to say. He, you know, his Twitter definitely went pretty dark. He unfollowed pretty much everybody. He's been like just retweeting things that say "fuck Jay White."
Is live as well. I was hoping like we get a little bit of insight there from that, but
I was hoping too. Trust me.
I did see on Twitter, I guess a lot of people are asking, does this mean you're not going to be going back to New Japan? He's like, no, I'm still in Japan.
Yeah, he's in the New Japan Cup.
With all this Bullet Club action in the States, you know, I know they got New Japan Strong, but you know, what did that, you know, the coronavirus pandemic in Japan and things getting blocked and all of that, you know, I don't know if some of them have better visas than others or anything particular is going on there.
I think it depends as to where they're coming from, because I know New Zealand had it locked down pretty hard, which is why Fale and why Henare couldn't travel as freely back and forth.
Right.
So that was really difficult for the two of them, I know in particular. I think it depends as to where you are traveling to and from. The United States, I think, has been the restrictions to go from Japan and to the United States have loosened a little bit. And we saw the start of that when we saw more New Japan talent like Nagata and Kojima and Suzuki coming to the United States and working maybe a couple months in the United States and then going back. Ishii did it as well. I just remember now. So I think for those that they have plans for like that, and those that have gone back and forth a bunch, the champ, she's taking over. She's taking over.
Yeah, you're really choking.
Yeah.
We'll hit you with my coffee cup. Yeah, I mean, I've been curious about it because you know, Jay White's been over and he's seeming like he's stayed for a good while.
Yeah, he's still in the United States, I think. I don't think he's in the New Japan Cup. I have to recheck the bracket, but I don't think he's in New Japan Cup.
So it's pretty interesting to see, like, where's this fallout going? Like you said, the Elite versus Bullet Club sort of thing too.
Which is something that they've been teasing for a long time.
And it seems like all the members that are stateside, you know, they haven't been as present in Japan, and they've really been pushing the Japanese Bullet Club members, you know, way more like Evil and his little faction.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting. I mean, I saw like all of like the Japanese members except Kenta, I believe, are in Evil's faction, right?
Yes.
Like they consolidated.
Well, are you counting Jado and Gedo?
Do you ever really count Jado and
I mean, when they take the pins, you count that. So I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't.
I haven't seen Gedo in a while. Because he was always with Jay White in Japan, and now that Jay White's over in the United States, we don't really see Gedo. Jado we see with God, right? Usually, but
will we see him now?
Yeah, he's been doing tag matches.
So it's going to be curious. You know, I'm looking forward to see what the fallout's going to be. And I mean, obviously, this had.
Oh, and Taiji Ishimori is not in.
He's not in it. But he's part of with Tama and.
Right.
So, because he brought him in, so that would be a big, turn. But then now that they're out, I'm wondering, how that's all going to go. And seemingly they're out. I mean, this had to be something approved by New Japan,
right,
for it to happen.
Well, yeah, no, I can't imagine that they would just jump that on New Japan.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way,
Jay White's going to turn on God. Yeah.
And are we going to see the Good Brothers now go back to Japan as part of the club?
My ideal time where they were going to come back and kick off the Japan section of this feud is World Tag League. But that's a ways off. World Tag League's always in December. So
could be something they're building for, though.
Yeah, and Gedo has been known to do that long-term booking.
Oh, yeah. New Japan long-term booking has been a thing for eons now, right?
Right.
So the other thing I would say is Tony Khan has said that he has a big announcement that's going to impact wrestling as a whole, not just AEW. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are speculating that it's not like an interpromotional sort of thing, relationship. I mean, they already had the Forbidden Door, but something larger than that. I wonder if this doesn't have something to do with it. I mean, if you think about Jay White's been on Impact and AEW, we've had Adam Cole say, "Hey, once you're Bullet Club, you're always Bullet Club."
But for life, right? Yeah.
Life. So I mean, we got the Bucks. We got, the Bucks, of course, former Bullet Club. But now with the Elite, the Super Elite, we've got Red Dragon in there too. This is like a big kettle pot that's ready to explode. You got God, Good Brothers. We know the Good Brothers have their relationship with the Elite. Mm-hmm. You've got Young Bucks. You've got Red Dragon. You have Adam Cole kind of as the head of that group now. We call him the lieutenant, since Kenny's not there. Yeah. But, are we going to see this super Bullet Club reunion and that just build up to Super Tag League and it just explode by then, That
would be cool. I would be into that. I'm just very interested to see how things go because I never expected out of anyone to be sort of seemingly ousted or having people question whether or not they're Bullet Club anymore. I never thought it would be God. Because they've always been Bullet Club. Right? Tama's always been Bullet Club. Tama's never been in any other faction, really.
Right.
So he's never left Japan. That was the thing. That's the other thing with Good Brothers, right? They left New Japan.
Yeah. I don't remember the Good Brothers necessarily getting kicked out either.
No, they kind of just faded out because AJ left. Right. And they actually were part of the turn on AJ. Which I remember, I think of all the time, anytime something goes crazy in a match, all I can hear is, I think it was Kevin Kelly just someone shouting in the English commentary, "Machine Gun wants answers." Like,
yes.
I remember this so vividly. It was one of my favorite calls of commentary. Maybe it was Don Callis.
You know, and when he stepped away, it became Tama.
Right.
You know, which it always was mind-boggling to me because Foley's the underboss. It always seemed like he should have been the guy that stepped in and was like, "Hey, holding people accountable, wanting answers. Like, why did we do this? Let's have a wrestler's court, so to speak."
Right. Yeah. And it never kind of panned out that way, especially with the turn on AJ and the turn on Kenny. And the approving of Jay White as leader. Tama was always very much like, Switchblade era, let's go. They had that kind of merch, and he's actually like gone on record. He had gone on record saying, Switchblade, he's the young blood. He's leading Bullet Club. And we'd always be like, Tama, but you should lead Bullet Club.
No leader. You just said there's no leader. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. Like we said, the fallout. I saw you tweet the other day. Let's go firing squad.
Yeah, that's what I want. Bring back Haku. Let's go.
Dude, are we gonna see a splinter and have Tama's Bullet Club and Jay White's Bullet Club, similar to like we had the Elite and the Bullet Club,
right? And then the Elite went on record going, "No, we're not Bullet Club anymore. We're the Elite," which was just sort of like, okay. I mean, I guess I could kind of tell.
Bullet Club for life,
right?
See, I mean, there's so much that you could really do with this storyline. I've always thought this, and it seems like it's always missed the mark. Because, I mean, you have, of course, they do the Wolfpack sign. You have that NWO connection, like the honorary members.
Right.
I mean, Hall and Nash, obviously honorary members. Even in WWE, when you had the what they call them? When you had Anderson, Gallows, and Ballard, and then you'd had AJ,
the club.
The club. They always just called it the club, right? But we had that one episode where you had DX,
or Balor Club,
officially, with the club. They all sat in the ring and did their Wolfpack signs to one another. So it was like there's this lineage from NWO and DX, the Click, I guess you would even say, and Bullet Club. And I mean, there's enough people out there now that you could kind of have a little cinematic thing, a little skit, and pass the torch, and let's call this to order. Bring in Hall and Nash and X-Pac and Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, and have them all sitting around a table and with maybe vest on like a motor club or something, and be like, no, we need to squash this. See Nash with the gavel. Come on. Fale over there beside him because he's the underboss. He's the last one kind of standing. I mean, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
That'd be cool. And interestingly, X-Pac is actively wrestling again in GCW. He's going to be tagging with Joey Janela soon, I think, if that hasn't already happened. My dates are all mixed up. I don't remember when these shows coming up are, or if they've already happened. But I know that he recently got cleared to wrestle again. So GCW has been accommodating that. So definitely that could be something on the horizon.
Did you ever think you would just utter those words?
That X-Pac is wrestling again?
X-Pac and Joey Janela teaming together.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. It seems like everybody is really happy for that, so that's cool for them.
He may have survived or outlived his X-Pac heat.
Yeah, I think there's like a weird X-Pac renaissance going on, and the thing that always like made me cringe a little bit because that's fair. But the thing that always made me cringe a little bit is how much Mustafa Ali likes X-Pac, and I was always like, he would do the X Factor, and I would always just be like, oh no, because as you know, I love Ali. Yeah, so
he'd be a great Bullet Club member too.
I would. Okay. We had touched upon this topic as we were talking without Tama about people turning heel, a la joining Bullet Club style. The kind of heel turns that they have with that, and somebody brought up Ali. And all I could think of was if he goes like real heel. You know how I love my baby faces turning full heel. And outside of WWE, I feel like he could do that and not have it be as part of like, unfortunately like a terrorist gimmick, which is what a lot of people, which I was always afraid of.
Yes.
Him turning in WWE. Which is why I was so against him turning in WWE.
Which seems to be the problem right now.
Yeah.
His vision versus Vince's vision.
Right. So I'm definitely now, if he is granted his release from WWE, I'd be very interested to see what happens and where he ends up. I would selfishly want him to do New Japan, but yeah.
Was he on the Saudi show?
This recent one? No. He was on the last one before that, where it was him versus Mansoor.
Right.
Which, of course, we knew who was going to go over there. So.
Yeah. I thought maybe they were trying to keep him for that, but I think he's just like at this stage he's just like, well, I'm just going to sit home. And
yeah.
They don't want to book him. He's fine not being booked, and he wants out.
Yeah, I think when I feel bad for him because for so long, right, he tried to be positive about everything. Like he would always be like, you steal the show before the show, and all his like main event tapings or his dark matches and stuff like that. And then I think he just kind of was over it. Like, and I don't blame him because they turned him heel and gave him Retribution, and he tried to run with that, and then they dropped the ball in Retribution. And then he tried to run with the Mansoor thing, and they dropped the ball on that. And then it's just sort of like, okay, well, it's clear that nobody's investing in the things that they're giving him except for him and the people that are involved in it. And I mean, even like Retribution fell apart. I think the only two members of Retribution that are still there are Dijak and Mace. Why can't I remember his name before he became Mace? I can't remember right now.
It was the commentator.
Yeah, it was interesting that he went from commentary to wrestler.
And he wanted to wrestle, so it was like, hey, he did it.
Speaking of somebody that was a wrestler turned commentator, perhaps early in his WWE career, is Corey Graves, who they've been teasing. Yeah, who they've been teasing as being cleared to wrestle again.
Yeah, well, he's come out and said it himself officially that he's cleared now.
Well, I mean, but they've been teasing like storyline reasons for him to like wrestle again. I mean,
there's so many things they could do, really. And with him being an announcer, they could just have him do it like part-time. Because I don't think they want to trade him out, full-time per se.
I mean, I'm cool. I'm cool with hearing and seeing less of Corey Graves. Just have him be a regular wrestler, so we only have to see him in one match for show. If any.
I mean, for one thing, it would help save Baron Corbin, I think, in the long run, because this Happy Corbin thing is stupid. So I think maybe they could save that career with Corey Graves coming back if they were going to use them. But honestly, like, what's he going to do? I mean, okay, great, you're cleared. You were decent enough to get signed, but you didn't really get through NXT. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, are you really even roster ready, so to speak?
Yeah.
All these years of ring rust, and
Well, they have. Did you hear about the YouTube show that they have of him and Carmella, which is just like, it just feels really like inappropriate. Like if they're for a company that's touting, being PG and family oriented, and then having Corey Graves and Carmella just make sex jokes for the entirety of the show and just make references about how much they bang each other. Like, it's just like, I don't know about this. I'm not a prude, but also I don't want to imagine Corey Graves and Carmella having sex. It's not something that makes me happy.
I really feel like if you're going to bring him back, the way to bring him back is probably through Carmella.
Yeah, no, like a mixed tag.
Yeah,
honestly, that's how I feel that's going to happen.
I fear that they're going to try to bring him back as a heel, because I believe she's heel still.
Well, yeah, he was a heel when he left.
I don't think that's going to work. Like, there's going to be such a huge pop for him to return. Like, I think that they should make it.
Is there
her? Like, I think it will. Don't give WWE fans too much credit here. Even though he's heel, he's basically a heel commentator, and she's heel. He's going to return, and everybody's going to be like super cheering. And I don't see how you can have him return otherwise.
Everyone's going to be so happy.
So it's like
Corey Graves is back. These nostalgic pricks.
Yeah, she has to turn babyface in the moment, like her getting beat down by some, I don't know who is even their most over female heel at the moment.
Becky Lynch probably, but like the thing is that, like, okay, it needs to be somebody that she's more likable than. So I think maybe the only person that could work against is Charlotte.
Maybe Charlotte would be a good one.
Like, because Charlotte's starting to get that real heel heat where people boo her more now than Becky Lynch, because people still are kind of writing on the Becky Lynch.
How do you even start? I mean, there's so much with this Becky Lynch and Charlotte, and all of them, like, their faces and their heels, but they're not, and they are, and they don't know how to book them right.
Yeah,
like Becky should not be a heel at all, really.
She needed to be a heel because there's no other big heel on Raw.
But I don't think there's any big heels in general in WWE anymore. Booked so soft. Like, there's no big faces. There's no big heels.
Okay, I will slightly disagree, but mostly because I want to see where this specific run goes with this person. But Brock Lesnar's been kind of going more babyface lately.
Oh,
he's not a full face, but he's definitely like
face.
Yeah, he's been actually like a pretty good babyface. Yeah. Which is something that I don't think anybody expected, because he's been a monster heel for pretty much his entire career.
But it's like the Road Warriors things. Like, you can only be dominant for so long and be a heel, because everybody wants to be Superman, and that's basically what he is. You know, but eventually it'll get to a point where it's like John Cena, people will start booing him, but he's not going to be around that long. But I think too, the way he's booked right now, of actually showing up, people are okay with it. You know, so it's like when he doesn't show up, people are going to boo the shit out of him because he's never there. But I don't know. It's so WWE.
How about you see the cat?
How about not? How about get off the table, cat?
Yeah, get off the table.
You're the heel right now.
Yeah, we're the heels.
So yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously Charlotte should be their top female heel. I think she's really good at it.
Yeah, she's great at it. She's a flair.
She's a heel.
Yeah. I don't recall any time where I feel like Charlotte was an effective babyface.
Yeah.
She has the lineage of a heel. And when she really embraces it, like she kills it.
I think she could be a big babyface, like especially with this Ronda Rousey thing. Like if she came out was like,
if Rousey turned, yeah.
They need to turn Rousey because I mean, she's awful. She throws her fits when everybody boos her, and she gets mad. That's how she gets on the mic, and
she got blessing.
As a heel.
She got blessing from Roddy Piper to be Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Like that's like they're gonna milk that face shit for all it's worth. Because even though Piper was a heel, but the whole like thing about it was that, you know, oh, she got approval, she got the respect of a legend.
No, Piper's family gave approval for her to use his trademarks. Piper was dead before she ever debuted. So yeah, I get it. That was her favorite wrestler, but guess what? It was everybody's favorite wrestler.
Okay, Piper, I loved Piper, but he was never my favorite.
But like Piper became a favorite because he was so well respected as a heel. And that's why he got there and could do all the crazy shit that he did. Like Ronda's never done shit in wrestling, honestly. Like they try to be like, oh, she's the next Kurt Angle. No, she wasn't. You know, they try to talk her up to such a degree and it just flopped.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she didn't pay her dues. And in this age in wrestling, you know, the fans see through that shit.
What they should have done, what I think would have worked really well for her and for her build is if they had her with Shayna. Shayna, who had gone through the indies, she had gone through Stardom and Shimmer and Shine. She had trained with a bunch of catch wrestling legends. She was with Red Dragon during, like, in the indies. You know, this is somebody that got that notoriety and respect in the indie wrestling world. And, you know, even if Ronda didn't go through the indies, because that would be ridiculous, honestly, with how famous she is, have her team with Shayna, have Shayna be like her enforcer or something.
Yeah. I mean, if she just spent that short time in NXT for even like 6 months, then I think fans would have had a different opinion of her.
Yeah.
Or at least, I think too, she would be better in the ring.
Yeah. That being said, I think that this current run of hers, where it feels, and I don't know, I've missed some Raw and SmackDown lately, but where she's not as much on the mic talking about how much it means to her to be in the WWE and all that. Like, I think without all that, where she just comes in and does some judo throws and stuff like that, works better for her than her first run.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, this is somebody that's just returned to the WWE. Let's talk about somebody that just left the WWE. I'm gonna zoom in on my shirt of my Kings of Wrestling shirt, of course. Formerly Cesaro, Claudio Castagnoli. This is what I want. I want the Kings of Wrestling to reunite because I miss Chris Hero.
Has Chris Hero done anything though since he's left? I mean, I know it's been in the midst of this pandemic.
He's done I think maybe a couple of matches over the past couple of years. He's had a very low key schedule. I think he was doing a podcast, or I made up in my head that he was doing a podcast. I think Chris Hero Saves Wrestling is a real thing. Okay. But I just imagined in my head that Chris Hero Saves Wrestling is sort of like a bar rescue type show, where he like goes to independent promotions and helps like make them more successful because he's Chris Hero. Yeah, I was like obsessed with that being a thing. I was just like, this needs to happen, please.
It really would. That would be awesome. He could be like, I mean, depending if you wanted to be face or heel, I guess, like hero, like, coming in and saving the promotion, or he could be like, just like Jesus and be the Messiah because you got the look. He could be like Fat Jesus and we've talked in great length about Chris Hero and his weight fluctuations and all that, and how people's perceptions of him have changed because of that. Like WWE, he gained a lot of weight. They kind of cooled off on him, which is ridiculous. But Chris Hero can do anything at all times, and honestly, I like that Chris Hero. Yeah, you know what I mean. He was so misused. Like, sorry, he's fat, but so what?
Honestly, I felt like his strikes looked more devastating when he was bigger, right? Like, this is somebody that'll just.
There was a point where he was like super skinny too, and it was like, okay, I think he's too small.
Right.
Like, I don't know what he looks like now.
I haven't.
Is he outside? Is he out there? Right.
There he is.
Tell him, come on.
We have the same birthday, he and I. 10 years apart, so obviously, like, we're real tight.
Me and Haku too.
Nice. Oh man, my Thomas Island box got me this dope Haku shirt. I gotta find where I put it.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's Haku with a crown.
Oh nice.
And I'm just like, this is it. This is the one.
I want that shirt.
It is small even for me. So
I don't think it'll fit me. Cesaro, they couldn't come to an agreement, I guess, and his contract ran out and he walked.
Yeah.
Which is completely awesome. Maybe you really think about it, like how different the wrestling world is right now. And I mean, really, since AEW came on the scene, so now wrestlers, there's opportunities out there, whether they want to go or not. There's opportunities out there, and like for Cesaro, I guess Nick Khan didn't offer him what he expected he would get offered. And no, don't interject now. And so, Cesaro walked, and he's, I don't know what he's going to do. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if he takes less money to go somewhere else, he's going to have a much lighter schedule.
Right. Well, I think the thing that got thrown around, especially after Bryan Danielson had gone on record saying that he'd want to do a G1, is having a G1 with debuting Bryan Danielson and debuting Claudio Castagnoli.
Dude.
I mean, their New Japan Cup bracket this year has 48 people. So they could potentially have an equally large G1.
Oh yeah. Well, imagine G, the company just going to become G1.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It would take months to go through a bracket like that.
Which would be fine, honestly. I'd be okay with that because it would be like killer. Imagine if they have like
the tag league, you know, you'd have say Red Dragon, Young Bucks, Good Brothers, GOD, all the other New Japan tag teams, Kings of Wrestling. I mean, this could literally be like the biggest, best tag league ever. You know, if there's a working relationship, you could throw in FTR, Briscoes. I mean, good Lord. Literally the best in the world tag league.
Yeah. And then, you know, gotta plug Polynesian Power Trip because they've been Ativalu was booked a little bit on Ring of Honor before Ring of Honor took their hiatus. And Ati lives in Florida. So they could definitely
any word on
do some more.
What's he up to now? I mean, like Ati, since ROH, since it's folded, sort of.
He's been doing more like acting gigs and stuff.
Yeah.
But okay, and here I'll tell you about this because I feel like we haven't talked about this, except for maybe you commenting on my excessive Twitter posts. So Oos Wrestling, for those of you who don't know, Oos Wrestling is our local promotion over on Oahu. We are on the Big Island, so it's a couple islands away. They are offering for the low price of $1,500, which actually compared to, you know, anywhere else we'd go, that's a decent price for booking a show. The ability to have a wrestling party where you'd get 4 matches plus with whatever wrestlers that you want that are also available. Nice. And they've had like title changes at these.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So the first one that they had, which was back in October, I think it was 2 title changes. It was Night Marchers lost to Chris Wilde and Marcus de Centaur, and Corey Oliver lost to Aleki. So the tag champs changed hands, or the tag belts changed hands, and the Oos Championship changed hands. And then at the last one, Aleki dropped the title to Chris Wilde. So Chris Wilde is now current champ. And he's gonna be defending his Oos Wrestling Championship in Alaska during in April when they do their big show during or close to WrestleMania weekend, I think. And I don't know when this one happened, but we also recently got a new Kaimana Women's Championship. Su Yung dropped the title to Genocide. Yeah, so lots of changes over at Oos for $1,500, which is actually not bad considering if I already have at least 5 other people that would be willing to go in on this. So yeah, because it's a party for up to 20 people.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be hard to choose your 20 people for.
not for me, because it's all just my Hawaii wrestling friends.
Yeah. You know, everybody pitch in.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, and as far as Oos goes, our mini Oos wrestling update. There's still the Polynesian Heritage Champion, who is Alpha Junior, Samoan Storm. And then the current Corona Premier Intercontinental Champion, which is a 24/7 belt. Which is held by Yoshitatsu.
That's right.
Yeah. That's why every time something happens in All Japan, I'm just like, somebody should go to All Japan and beat Yoshitatsu. Kento Miyahara, go beat Yoshitatsu. Any collaboration now that Noah and New Japan are working together, I'm just like throwing All Japan in there. Let's get Go Shiosaki beating beating
my
Yoshitatsu. Let's
You know,
go.
I mean,
let's get Muda. Let's do it. But yeah, so they don't have Ati listed as a wrestler that you can book, but I would text Ati and be like, hey,
we home.
when are you going to be home? Would you be willing to work a match or two when you get home? Because I have plans.
I mean,
I have plans
really,
if they're willing
really
to listen.
That ROH kind of folded right when he got there. Like,
Yeah, I know. I felt so bad.
And,
I was just
and
like,
I'm sure if and when they restart, they'll offer some contracts back out, but
right,
you never know who.
Yeah. As much as I would love Ati to get, a full-time contract with Ring of Honor, I don't think that's gonna end up happening. But Polynesian Power Trip did have a match in December over in Defy.
Oh.
Yeah, so hopefully
been a while.
Yeah, hopefully, especially with Shane Strickland back on the indies, Defy gets propelled back into greatness, because Defy used to be much huger than it was, and then with the pandemic and everything, kind of slowed down a lot. So I'm hoping.
I was gonna say we should start a petition on Twitter, get him booked for like AEW Dark or something. Okay,
when Jeff Cobb did his brief stint on AEW, he all that me and Vaughn and a couple other people could talk about would be like, okay, imagine Jeff Cobb on the heel side, right, with Inner Circle. Let's say somebody comes in from Jeff Cobb's past that he's tangled with before, that's an unknown, that comes in as the big sort of muscle for the other side. Ati, let's go. Just want to see him do the 808 slam. Let's go. But yeah, that's my dream booking for the Samoan Stallion. But yeah, as we both said, lots of things going on in wrestling, lots of changes. That would be really cool to see things happen.
It's opened up, and yet it's still very locked down at the same time. So maybe with everything opening back up, it'll get even bigger and better everywhere else. So I don't know. Lots of things possible on the horizon. So it's going to be interesting to see where it all goes. I mean, like we said, especially the Bullet Club thing. I mean, it's across 3 platforms at the moment.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's got to have impact, no pun intended, everywhere. I mean, really, maybe not as much AEW as New Japan and Impact, but maybe. Especially depending when Kenny comes back to him. Kenny's going to be out for a while, it seems like.
Yeah.
So you would think that this will...
Which I think is good, because it'll be a reset for his character, I think.
Yeah. I think long term it has to play out to include Kenny, because I mean Kenny was such a huge part of all that, when it really became popular.
Kenny, I think, was the biggest name in AEW for so long, especially amongst those who are fans of wrestling in general, and not just WWE, because of course the people that were focused on WWE, Jericho was the big name. And so, yeah, it's just been very interesting to see how things feel without Kenny. And, everyone just keeps talking about how much they miss Kenny Omega, and how clear that it is that his presence is missed and all that. And all I can think of is I'm actually really enjoying getting to see the rise of these other people. Not to say that Adam Cole is anywhere near Kenny Omega, but Adam Cole's kind of slotted in nicely as far as the shit heel of the Elite. I think
we were seeing less and less of Kenny in that last title run, really.
Yeah.
And so even with Adam Cole, it's like we're getting the storyline we never got. Like it seems like it's picked straight back up from when he left Bullet Club.
Yeah.
And of course they slid Cody in to take that storyline over, but it's like now we're getting that storyline again.
Yeah.
A little bit different, a little tweaked, but it's coming. I feel anyway. So it should be interesting to see where that all goes. If Kenny's going to come in and just kind of like shrugging it all off, like no, Bullet Club's a thing of the past, and Jay White's going to be there now. And if only Balor was free, to me that would be icing on the cake.
Balor just started or just did a couple of tags with Ciampa.
I had read about that. It's so weird and strange.
I think they're going with two big names from NXT's past. Teaming up. I think that's kind of the perspective that they had on why it would be cool to tag them. I don't know.
Yes,
also, Gargano is gone for a while on paternity, at least, if not gone forever. So,
right. I really feel like it's Vince doesn't really care for these guys and just throw them together. They're too small for Vince.
Even though Ciampa got huge.
No matter how ripped they are, they're still too small.
You can't change your height. Well, I mean, you can, but it's very expensive. Yeah, it's very expensive, and then it'll make their knees just unable to bend. So
they're very lean, ripped too.
Yeah,
they're not massive guys.
Right.
So I think that itself also has Vince's certain eye to it.
Speaking of massive, one guy that got massive, two guys that got massive after leaving WWE. One that we discovered more recently, and the other that has been slowly getting more jacked. Buddy Murphy. I don't know if you saw him on AEW, but
I have not caught it.
I almost did not recognize him, honestly.
I know he's gotten huge.
Yeah.
Like he got, even more ripped.
Right. And then the other is Enzo.
Yeah,
I saw a picture of Enzo recently, and I was just like, "What the hell is this?" I haven't been
following along with him, keeping up with him at all. It almost looks overnight, but he's slowly just packed.
Yeah, he's slowly gotten bigger and bigger. He was on like Talking Shop-a-Mania, and he looked pretty huge. So,
well, I tell you, the one that surprised me the most has been Carlito.
Yeah, but I was into that scene. Like, I guess that was the difference for me. Whereas Buddy Murphy and Enzo, I was just like, whoa, this looks weird. Carlito, I was like, whoa. Huh.
It's like double take because Carlito is now like you used to see Chris Masters and Carlito tag, and Carlito was like big but kind of flabby big, he wasn't not fat.
Like relatable big. Yeah.
It was a wrestler's body. And then it's like now it's like Carlito has Chris Masters' steroid body. It's like, when did this happen?
Yeah.
And he's humongous. It's like, holy cow, like WWE isn't looking at this guy. Apparently they have Carlito went on record saying that he's had talks to return and he would be supposed to be going back, but there's somebody in the office that sabotages it every time. Like there's somebody there that doesn't like him. And he's pretty much had that confirmed. So
that's a shame because Carlito is so great. I love him.
I mean, he's flown under the radar for so long. I think he still has a lot to offer. I'd love to see him in Impact or AEW or anywhere. Honestly.
Yeah, it would be a huge pop, honestly.
Yeah. I'm sure his catchphrases aren't even trademarked anymore by WWE.
Yeah. Oh man! And speaking of somebody returning to WWE, we talked about just departures and let's talk about returns and trademarks specifically because this is a big one. Cody Rhodes, the return of Cody Rhodes.
Maybe
the big thing, right, was that in AEW and elsewhere he couldn't go by Cody Rhodes because that name was trademarked. So it would always be Cody and Brandy Rhodes, right?
Eventually he did. Because it was his name per se. It would be like a big court battle, I'm sure, if they wanted to pursue it. But
I'm wondering if one
happened,
of the.
I was like, oh, is he going to show up? Like,
yeah.
But it's kind of gone silent now, and apparently, like, he's still in communication with Tony Khan, and I don't know. It's like maybe he doesn't go to WWE.
I'm wondering. Okay, I've wondered a couple of different things. I've wondered either it's a work, like how Bischoff kept saying that him firing Brian Pillman was a work,
right.
which I never believed that was actually a work. I believed that was Pillman conned him into a story and then just like went and got his bag, which was fine. Or Cody really is coming back to WWE, and a big thing that they used to entice him to come back is promising to sign over the rights to his name.
I don't think
have him have the Rhodes name back.
It would be signing over rights to certain pay-per-view names that his dad made.
If right, anything, like War Games,
Starrcade, things like that.
Starrcade they haven't really been booking as like a pay-per-view per se. They have it, but it's been like a house show. So I mean, definitely that'd be cool. But I don't think that they really profited off of Starrcade like they could have.
Yeah, I mean,
but War Games is the big one that I can think of.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure like he could use it, and I think he has used his Cody Rhodes name in AEW. So I don't know merchandise.
They don't. Yeah, so like they can't use it for profit, right? And they skirt around calling him Cody Rhodes by having him with Brandy. So because Brandy can still be Brandy Rhodes. So it's been Cody and Brandy Rhodes, and that's how they kind of attach the Rhodes name to him.
What?
And then the American Nightmare kind of thing is, of course, the obvious nod to the American Dream. So.
No.
I don't know this.
No.
I don't know if the kid wants to. Oh, this.
Oh.
No. I got kids, yo. This?
No.
I don't know what this is. This is our commercial break right here, apparently.
Yeah.
Take it to mom. Take it to mom. No, don't open it. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. You would think that they would bring him in already if they're bringing him in to build towards WrestleMania, and just to get views. I've seen a lot of people say, "You mean I watched SmackDown for Cody Rhodes' debut, and there's no Cody Rhodes?"
Yeah. Okay. First of all, I'm sorry to say this. I don't dislike Cody Rhodes, but like. Is Cody Rhodes really the big draw that it's going to get you to tune in to SmackDown or Raw? Like,
I'm a huge Cody fan, but I'm not going to watch Raw and SmackDown to see Cody. It's just if he does go and he signs a big check and they use him consistently and there's some hype to it, maybe I'll watch. But, if I'm being honest, WWE product has been quite a letdown for quite a while. So Cody's not going to change that for me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just like all this hype for WrestleMania, and I don't know. I go, Stone Cold's going to return. Is he? You know, is he really? Vince is going to wrestle. Okay, you know,
there's no way that Vince is going to wrestle. There's no way. Whoever believes that Vince is going to wrestle, there's not a chance.
The rumor is it's going to be Vince versus Pat McAfee.
Yeah, I heard that rumor also, but it makes more sense for Vince to choose his champion and have it be Austin Theory versus McAfee, and have Austin Theory go over McAfee. Because that would be a believable win for Austin Theory.
You know, even if they do that handicap match, how is that even? Like, how do you sell that? The sell's going to be Vince McMahon's going to wrestle. I mean, he's 80. He's like 80 years old.
Yeah, there's no way.
I mean, is this a death match? And that this is going to match whether he wins or loses because he's 80 years old? Maybe I'll watch. It's guaranteed. Like, Undertaker is going to be in the Hall of Fame, and then Undertaker is going to be the referee and bury Vince when the match is over because he's going to be dead because he's 80 years old. I can't see Vince wrestling because I don't care how good shape he's in. His ego's not going to let him get out there and be like, "Look at my flabby arms."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Here, hold on. I gotta get something to drink after that. That was too again. All right, so we got rid of Sam Keola, the Wrestling Connoisseur, because he wasn't as cool as the world champ. So the world champ is here.
Who are the best top 10 wrestlers of all time?
You said trivia, so there's right and wrong answers to this. Or are you asking who are my top 10?
Yeah, of all time.
They're still right and wrong.
So let's see. My top 10. I have my top 5 in order. But I guess 6 through 10 are kind of mixed bag. So let's say 5 honorable mentions to my top 5 would be. I guess I'll throw in some that are currently wrestling as well. So Kota Ibushi is one of my current favorites. He's had a rough run lately, but I'm hoping that he can come back and make it happen. Mustafa Ali, I think, is an underrated talent. I think he shines at a lot of what he does, and he's able to take a lot of different kinds of ideas and run with them, even if it doesn't always work out the best. You can tell that he cares enough to actually try and put his heart and soul into it. I also really, even though she hasn't had that good of a run lately, I think Ruby Riott, aka Ruby Soho, definitely up there is one of the best. She was able to take a hot career in the indies that kind of dwindled in WWE and then make herself be high in demand again. And also she's just badass. Another one that's retired that's now that goes on my all-time list is Kagetsu, who was the leader of Oerotai for a while. I think she's one of my favorite female wrestlers.
You're
in
wrong.
general. Wow. You missed my other one that I was gonna say favorite female wrestler of all time though is Luna Vachon.
No.
I got kids.
Yeah.
Okay,
you need this job.
There.
Huh?
You need this job.
Does it pay?
Yeah, our Patreon gets a solid $1 every month.
Don't lie to me.
I'm not lying to you. There's one subscriber. Because that was the tier I set. I was like, I don't know what anything's worth. It's just $1.
Is your mom?
It's not my mom. It's not my mom. It's Theon. And I think he's forgotten that he's still subscribed to the Patreon.
Why does this dollar come out every month of my bank account? I don't understand. It says MM. I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Let me pull you in. So this kid yesterday, I put the pool out and we only put like, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches of water in it. He's eating bacon. He's telling you he's eating bacon.
Turkey bacon.
And he was just doing bumps the whole time.
Yep.
He'd run and slip and bump.
And then he say, "I'm funny."
Yeah, he tried to climb on the side and dive in. And he go, funny. Funny. I so funny.
That's awesome, actually, honestly.
Who are your top 10 of all time, Dad?
Am I asking myself?
Yeah.
Top 10 is kind of difficult for
Top
me.
5.
Top 5 I might could do in no particular order. I might could do 10 in no particular order. I don't know. We'll see.
I have a top 5 solid in order.
Get off of me. Like you're freaking me out. Let me drink first. I need drink. This isn't coffee.
No.
This is rum.
Is it really?
At 8 a.m. 8, almost 9. Can you sit down? Giving me the. All right. Let's see. 5, maybe 10. Ric Flair's obviously up there. Are you done with his bacon? Is that why you put it in front of me? We're just passing the bacon around, apparently. Right there. We just cut this whole thing out, I guess. I don't know.
I don't cut anything. Everything goes in.
Anyway, Ric Flair's obviously up there. And Arn Anderson's up there for me. He was always good. Oh. All right, you're on mine. So Flair, Anderson, always good. They're up there. I always was a big fan of Raven. That's not static, guys. I'm opening a Pop-Tart. Do not adjust your.
Yeah, for all 0 people that are gonna watch up to this point.
Hey, somebody might.
No.
Really watching at home.
Nobody's gonna watch 2 hours of this.
Nobody's gonna do it. So yeah, Raven was always a fan. I was a fan of because to me, like he's really the first 3-dimensional character in wrestling.
Okay. Oh no.
They're gonna fight over his Pop-Tart. They're gonna smack her in the face here. All right. So that's 3. That's what 3. Choking on the bacon now. Oh, rum. Bockwinkel. I like a lot of the older wrestlers when it was, I guess, more wrestling based almost. I don't know. I liked a lot of those guys. DiBiase was always a favorite back in WWF times.
Yeah, he's a classic, you know.
Rick Rude, Kurt Hennig. I like a lot of the heels, you know.
Me too.
Samoa Joe, of course, the great Muda, PG Muto. Watching my child spill juice everywhere. Oh gosh, who else? You know, modern day wise, I like a lot of guys, but a lot of them haven't had the staying power of my appreciation, like some of the older ones, I guess.
I'm not sure what you mean by that. Staying powers, and you haven't been able to like them consistently.
Consistently, like I can't get as excited about them. You know, like their career kind of dwindles, and they kind of, like, I'll say Carl Anderson, for example. I've always been a big Carl Anderson fan, but like the last, I would say since they joined WWE, and they're kind of became a complacency in place. Like for Carl, I would say, you know, he went to this point where this is how Vince outlined them, and even though they're like, we're better than this and we're gonna go get our money now, he's, in my opinion, he's kind of stayed in that square. You know, we haven't gotten that Carl Anderson. Well, which promo was it that I'm trying to think, but I got all this noise in my ear. Which there was a promo recently on Impact where one of the guys said, you know, you peaked at the G1 Climax, you know, when he like, you know, he had challenged Okada that year, or maybe it was Tanahashi or whoever, and
I think it was Okada. I think it was Okada.
Oh
man, that's a thought.
Kind of like that's a, you know, I'm sure they had talked about it, like, oh yeah, say that in the promo. But it's kind of true in a lot of ways. Like maybe he hasn't been given that opportunity, but like we haven't seen that Carl Anderson in like a decade. Look, there's a whole other Pop-Tart, guys. There's a whole other Pop-Tart that you guys can share and eat. Actually, you've already had a whole thing of Pop-Tarts, so there's a whole Pop-Tart you can eat. Go drink your juice. Don't make me parent on this podcast. Come on, go.
I like how the future world champ just didn't move at all. She knows something.
Go. No, now you can't. You had your chance and you sat here. Me and Heath Slater need to do a podcast together.
Yeah, I think so.
I can just be like Conrad and just do all these random podcasts with people. Attach my name to it.
You know, honestly, Conrad won me over finally.
I love Conrad.
Where I was always, you know, okay with Conrad, and then what won me over is his after Tony Schiavone cut this story about how he was on the phone with Adam Cole, because Britt Baker was like, "Oh, hey, say hi to Adam," and he was like, "Listen, you little nerd, I'm gonna beat you up, and I'm gonna beat you at Mario Kart, and you're gonna tell your friends over in Connecticut, over at the Towers, that you just lost to like a 60-year-old man at Mario Kart, because I know that's your life."
Do it.
That is awesome.
And it, like, I just remember like just silence afterwards, and then Conrad looking like he was just high as hell, just being like, "That's a great story, Uncle Tony."
I'm sorry, but like we've talked about it, me and the champs talked about it. Adam Cole really kind of sucks as a heel because he's such a nice guy, you know, and
he has a dad bod.
You know, he's such a nice guy. He's like, he has his Twitch channel or whatever, and he's all like,
he's very publicly a nice person. Yeah. Which
is like in this day and age, like you can't have that. Like MJF is, you know, he keeps it alive and he's a dick to his fans and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I'll take a picture with your kids." And he's like, "Thank you." And it's like, you're supposed to hate.
Yeah,
this
you're
guy,
supposed to be a heel.
Can't. And it's like it bleeds over.
You know who surprised me by breaking kayfabe? Sami Zayn, when I did my video call with him, because he was a heel at the time, right?
Yeah, but Sami's the same way.
And he was super nice. But see, it's like he's not super nice. Like he doesn't broadcast being super nice. Like he's not super nice at shows or whatever. But like I was like when he was when he came over here and was a heel, and had to fight against Reigns and was managing Nakamura, right? And Ali fought Nakamura. He was just like talking smack to everyone around the ring. He was like, you guys don't deserve to see Shinsuke Nakamura live. You guys don't deserve to be here, all this kind of stuff. And I was just like, oh man, oh Sammy.
I think it's the same way with Sammy though. Like he is a nice guy. And I can see the talking smack part, but it's just like at that battle royal that happened, and there was somebody shouting racist stuff at Montez Ford.
Yeah.
And MVP was over there, and I think Shelton, and MVP was like,
Sammy.
Step over, and Sammy like almost jumps the guardrail to
I
attack.
know.
And it's like
So much.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I like about Sammy's current heel gimmick is that he's, he doesn't consider himself to be a heel. He considers himself to be, a locker room leader and a vet of the business, which he is. But then how he plays it is sort of like I'm just looking out for you, I'm just trying to make sure that things are done right around here and all that kind of stuff. So I do appreciate that. It just cracks me up.
I mean, that should be really be his character. That should be his gimmick. Is that? Yeah, watch it.
On YouTube.
That should be his gimmick. That he does what's right no matter what, and sometimes that's a heel move.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be pretty easy to
I feel like
for a good while like that.
I feel like that's the direction that they were kind of starting to go with Chad Gable in his current gimmick, and then they just made him a puppet instead, which I guess works, because his delivery of things has always been kind of like irritating to me.
Yeah,
like his whole ready willing Gable thing. So I guess it works in that way, but yeah, just something interesting that I was thinking about.
Yeah, it's called an ad, but wait.
No.
But yeah, I agree with you guys as far as Adam Cole. But as you know, I've never really been that into Adam Cole.
She's a huge Adam Cole fan. So and now that she's a huge Orange Cassidy fan. And one of the big things for me was his. You're giving a little too much effort into it, I think. One of the big things to me was the Adam Cole Orange Cassidy feud, and we really got to see how small Adam Cole was because he's the same size as Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Oh, and then now he's the big thing. Of course, you're seeing it all over Twitter where she was talking about the dad bod. He's kind of let himself go, or hasn't been hitting the gym, or Britt Baker's food's too good, or I don't know. Maybe catering's really good in AEW. It's funny because people are sharing the before after pictures, like Triple H Adam Cole after he's left NXT.
Maybe he's trying to bulk up in a different direction because he's very small. So maybe if he thinks that he puts on any weight, it'll make him look bigger. I don't know if that's what it is. That's the only thing I can think of, possibly, because Adam Cole for a while was the smallest person in Undisputed Era.
Yeah. I will say this.
And none of those guys are big guys.
He's not getting younger. And
he's not.
You know,
Kyle O'Reilly's getting younger though, man. Kyle O'Reilly still looks great.
His metabolism's changing probably, and all this other stuff. It happens, you know. Not everybody can look like Billy Gunn, which I think is hilarious. Let me just touch on the Gunn Club. You have Billy Gunn, who is apparently immortal and is in just
right. It's kind of weird at this point.
Like Vince has to see Billy Gunn and kick himself, because you went with Shawn Michaels, you went with Triple H, and you pushed all these guys. And who's still there from the Attitude Era that's got a presence in wrestling? Billy Gunn.
And who still like can work?
Who can still work? Billy Gunn.
Right.
Who looks amazing? Billy Gunn.
The Gunn.
This is a guy you turned into a joke, and he's still hitting it. You know what I mean? And he's as relevant now as he ever was in the Attitude Era.
Right.
And it's like the dude's 6'4", 6'5", like legit 280. Can you turn it down? Or I don't know. What are you guys cooking? It's chaos. It's always chaos here.
Not yeah, like you were. You know,
chaos.
I was well. Hey, I mean, it works because Orange Cassidy, as you know, is part of Best Friends, which is now part of Chaos.
Right.
Congrats to Chris Statlander to be the first woman in Chaos.
Yeah. Which also means Utah's part of Chaos.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited. I was happy about that. As we all know, I love Wheeler Yuta. He was born in Oahu, so we gotta love him.
Yeah.
And he's been looking great lately. Like,
dude, did you see his rematch against Moxley?
Yes.
Great.
I went out of my way to watch that. Because of course my two guys, Mox and Yuta. So yeah.
No, sit down.
Ma'am.
Don't have kids, Age. Don't have kids. I don't care what your mom says.
She's been trying to get me to have kids for the past 17
If you
years.
do, then I think we need to do like a big raffle or something. Like,
who gets the least sleep?
Like, this gets to be the father.
Oh,
I was gonna say you can just take off.
What?
Yeah. We need to have our.
Not me.
You can pick one. You can have one.
You can pick a Ryan.
This one can sweep, sort of.
No, I can't.
That's a sweep on his sleep.
Your wrestling partner.
Yeah, she can be your wrestling partner.
No, I'd manage her. She's gonna be a star. I'm not gonna Marty Jannetty bring her down. She's the star.
Hey.
I'm 5 foot tall.
Let me just say, if it wasn't for Marty,
now, and I'm short as hell.
And we could blame him for this too, but if it wasn't for Marty Jannetty, we wouldn't have Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I blame him a little bit for that. But then again, also it works the other way. If it wasn't for Shawn Michaels being so big afterwards, people wouldn't still care about Marty Jannetty and refer to him. And Marty Jannetty is a mess. He admitted to killing a man. He was like, I don't know if this girl's really my daughter. If she's not really my daughter, hey.
I mean, he is a mess. I don't know, like they got paired together there at whatever point. No.
So nobody came running on either side.
He was over in his day. You know what I'm saying? Like before Shawn, he was over. Like he was already on his downside of his career when he got with Shawn, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, that was the same with Pillman. Pillman was kind of riding higher before Hollywood Blondes, and then Hollywood Blondes happened, and that pushed. I mean, going in, Stunning Steve was the younger guy that looked to Flying Brian for guidance, because Flying Brian had been a little bit more established, I guess I could say.
Yeah. He definitely been around longer than Austin. I think when they got together, both were kind of just in a no zone, you know, in WCW. I think Pillman, you know, that was really, like, in my opinion, like one of his prime areas. You know, he was just starting his prime, I think, when he got with Austin. Of course, he had the big Horseman run later on.
Rogue Horseman.
Yeah.
It's always very interesting to me how those tag teams work out. But yes, anyway, what we were talking about before. Okay, I don't understand what you meant by a raffle. You kind of cut out. A raffle for like taking
father.
Kids.
Who's going to be the father?
Who's going to be the father of my children?
It'll be like a reverse DNA test.
There'll just be a ladder match for custody. Let's just kick it that way.
I like it.
Yeah.
Gonna be Vince McMahon.
No, I'm not related to Vince McMahon, so there's no appeal to that.
Oh, well.
It's true. All his weird incest storylines that he tried to pitch.
Maybe Vince will be the grandfather through Hornswoggle.
No, I'll just hope that it's Shane. That'll be how we bring Shane to our independent promotion. Shane McMahon is the father of my unborn child. There it is. There it is.
Snitsky. I saw a post the other day. It was Lita's baby would be like 14, 15 years old.
Yes, now. If Snitsky hadn't been to him.
He's like, oh, I feel old.
Yeah, I've been feeling that lately.
We were talking about my top 5 or 10. I don't know what I got to. I might have actually got to 10.
I didn't finish mine. But mine is all the same people I've been saying for years now. So.
Ming Haku would be up there too for me.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was always a big Haku fan.
And I mean, he still looks like he could kill you. Like
he still could.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is how some of these older guys they kind of lose their intimidation. Or their ability to intimidate, and not Haku.
No,
not Haku.
He's not that much smaller either.
Yeah, he's really not.
Where's he from?
Tonga. Oh. Hey, you're part Tonga.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably the most modern day is Samoa Joe. That's been consistent.
Right.
What you make? I'm in.
My own flavor.
Your own flavor. What's that? You can't walk away after you say that.
Put the mushroom seasoning, black garlic truffle, and sesame oil and sugar.
Oh, interesting.
And just a little of the sauce.
I'm not going to share with the kids.
Nope. I don't want any.
He's fine. He's got my phone. He stole my phone. And
Everyone has a device at this table. No.
Is he gonna Hulk snap your phone in half?
Dude, don't joke. He will.
I'm not joking.
All the time. He hooks up on stuff and just breaks it. I can't wait till they get about the same size and start fighting.
Yep.
I have a couple years to build a wrestling ring in the yard just for that.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Wait, what are you guys doing? Take it to the ring.
Yeah. I support that. I'll call some people. I heard that there's somebody that has the remnants of a ring that might be able to be refurbished.
Oh, really? Is that can't remember his name. The DJ wrestler turned DJ that lives over here somewhere?
No, that guy is or well, unless it's a different Kai that I don't know of. But there's a guy that used to, and this is way back. So he's like my parents' age. But that his family used to be the ones that helped to book all the wrestling matches that they had over at the Civic back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah, back when it was like, Curtis Keola and Ripper Collins and all them.
Yeah.
And I had heard about this from my buddy Dan, who is has been going to those shows since he was little, and he's a little bit, he's a bit older than me, so those shows were still running when he was small.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Yeah. So who knows? Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I wonder what condition it is in the ring.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know how.
Be a really old school ring.
Yeah.
Probably has that piece in the middle, the big spring.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Who knows?
The old days.
But yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to. Maybe we can track that down. Maybe that can be a Midcard Mana'o goal.
Yeah, we got like $1 in Patreon.
Yeah. for the past year, so it's like $12 whole dollars.
Yeah.
Who's the dollar come from?
So
Oh, who's the dollar from? It's from Theon.
I'm making cents on thousands of views on the Ringside Ramblings podcast. So I think we're up to like $30.
Nice.
After years.
I'll start asking people for, follows and support. We got some new followers that probably won't watch any of our videos still. But we got some new followers after I did that collaboration with Zabster, so that was cool. That was neat. We got
you gotta start sharing these on Twitter.
Sharing what? These videos? These 2-hour-long videos?
Yeah. I'm sure people will play it in the background.
Yeah, maybe some of our Maui people might. Every so often I get a text message from what was his name on this? I only remember his real name.
I don't know.
Keone Cook, I think is the name he went by, who was one of our guys over at Maui. Every so often I'll get a text message from him that says, "What is this that I'm watching?" And it's like it's like a picture of one of our videos on his TV.
Oh, wow, on the TV. I feel like we made it now.
Yeah.
Be on TV.
Yeah. Finally did it.
Did it. Yes. Did it. Watch out, Vince. We coming.
We coming.
Clean our seat off at Creative.
We're gonna the Hawaiians.
All right, today's meeting. Here comes my salad, so you guys carry on. We'd be like, got the bread out. We go, like, what are you guys doing? We making our lunch too.
We're hungry. We're hungry.
Get these guys out of here. God damn it.
Just get crumbs everywhere.
Just raking out of my beard, in your hair.
Yeah. I'll bring a pot of rice and they'll be like, "What is this?"
Yeah.
Like, bruh.
Just out of your bag, under the table, just a pot. Pass me the rice pot.
Yeah. I'll be like, I brought enough for share. It's fine.
Who like? Steph, you want rice? Some rice in your salad.
Right, it's good. Try them.
That's carbs. No, you need this.
For real. If you don't eat this,
Vince dies the next week because we're feeding him.
We're feeding him rice. Yeah.
Yeah, feeding him rice. pork. What is that? Spam. What? Yeah. They killed Vince.
Wow.
That's the champ. That's the future champ. What? What do you
That's
got?
true.
This kid is he's of destruction.
Yep.
Yeah. Like Eater of Worlds is not far off from his name. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, there's so much. I've had a hard time trying to keep track of everything.
What about the dad bought Adam Cole?
We talked about that.
We talked about Dad Bod Adam Cole.
There's not really much to say about Dad Bod Adam Cole, except that I might try to get a Ellsworth figure to make Dad Bod Adam Cole as a toy.
Good luck finding one. You'd have to order it, I think.
I'd have have to get off eBay. The Bay. But that is basically how he looks right now. I'm not no judging on this end, obviously. But
That it has a dad bod too.
I think he needs to be a face. He needs to be baby face with his dad bod.
He's not gonna.
He'll never. He won't want to be a face. I don't think. Like, I don't know. I think he should be though. He should be. Just like Cody should be heel. But here's my thing. Like everybody's like, he's like, I won't turn heel, right? I don't know if you caught all these promos leading up to his exit. He's like, I won't be heel. In my opinion, Cody was a heel. You know,
By not
like
giving the fans what they want.
We have to put a name on it. Like he was fighting everybody, but really, a lot of the times he was the heel. You know, he was the antagonist of every situation he was in. So
like
I
am with me and Orion. And
yes,
Orion
very
is with
much.
me and
So like I don't think that storyline he wanted to do will ever get complete. Maybe if he actually does re-sign and this is a work. But I think what he was doing is a little too artsy for wrestling.
Like
He was
a
trying not to be
little too
face
deep.
heel.
Right.
Yeah. But he was trying just to be an antagonist in every situation, whether he was a face or heel. What happened is that you're trying to download something. Here, skip. There you go. Right back to it.
chocolates.
No. Yeah. That's just from conversations I've had with him about face heel, protagonist, antagonist stuff. Earlier on when AEW started and just watching them on the show, how they tried to push that sort of, although I think since Tony Khan became head of creative, that those reins really got pulled back and you see more face and heel dynamics now than the free-for-all protagonist antagonist stuff. I think that was a lot of him and TK's headbutting over that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, and then there was also some rumors flying around of the disagreements between Brandy and Kenny as far as the women's division.
Yeah.
And Mama,
Can Allison
would you like guava juice instead? No.
All right. I think I'm gonna have to wrap this up on my end.
That's fair.
Because I got kids, yo. And
That's Dad's new catchphrase.
I gotta find that shirt. And yeah.
I'm sure it's online somewhere.
I'm sure I could find one. If I can find one of my size, it's another.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
I believe.
I need one in extra Hawaiian. All right. So, oh look, here's the monster, the eater of worlds himself.
And he'll eat our
Family
video.
picture for the ending. Every time.
There it is.
Okay. It's like that rock give.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's what we say.
That's all we can say, because I mean we live here in Hawaii and we have no control over any of that. So
Yeah, it's true. Pretty much.
yep.
Long sigh.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah, I don't know.
maybe we'll do this again next week. Who knows?
We should, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll try to catch up on some more Japanese stuff, and I know there's a lot of stuff I see happening in Noah.
Yeah.
I haven't kept up with Noah in forever.
I know, neither have I.
Yeah, I mean it's I feel like it's almost too much to get into on top of everything else. Even though it is the Muto era of Noah.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people that I know that love Noah really are not having fun right now. So you know, I would say the Noah era, Noah has always been kind of anti-Muto. So that's a little comedy in itself, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. We shall see.
Shall see.
So we can say. So we can say. We'll try and do this again next week. Who knows? We'll try and plan and see if maybe we can get some of our other people on with us next week. It'll be early in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Right. It'll be what do you want to try and aim for Saturday?
Yeah, we can.
All right.
Yeah.
Then it'll be early on a Saturday morning. Because Sundays are Thomas Hong happy hours, and then I can't do till 8, so it is what it is.
Right. Maybe he'll actually be on. Although I don't mind it if we can get some inside scoops.
Yeah, I don't know if Tom was gonna be on the Zoom calls for a bit,
It'll
be
be interesting.
too much heat.
I wonder. You may not have time now.
Right. You should subscribe to the island.
Impact. New Japan.
Use that $30 that we've made for Midcard Mana'o to subscribe to Thomas Island.
Oh, that'll be like what, 1 month of subscription?
Yeah.
Oh, I got kids, yo. $30. That's like how much milk costs in Hawaii.
That is true.
That's a month of milk.
It's a month of milk. Rough times.
You guys be sure to subscribe.
Yeah, please subscribe to our Patreon.
So we can afford milk.
Maybe I'll start putting up more tiers at Patreon so people can subscribe and give more than $1.
Yeah, Sam's milk tier.
I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna actually log on to Patreon and do that. where it'll be secret content of you drinking milk because somebody's into that. Yeah.
Me and my kids drinking milk. We've been fighting over it.
Yeah.
I'm fighting over Ryan.
All right.
All right. This is Midcard Mana'o. This is Loose Cannon and Sam Keola, the Wrestling Connoisseur.
We don't even
Signing
know
off.
who we are at this point.
I woke up early, man. Give me a break.
All right.
All right. Bang bang.